Ladies and gents, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. Welcome back to the channel here on YouTube.com. It is Thursday. That's right, Thursday, June 25th, 2020. Rare upload on a Thursday, ladies and gents, because I never upload on Thursdays unless I have something else going on like Dark Side of the Ring reviews, but that series ended over a month ago. But a special Thursday upload before the Lightning Flash update on Saturday, of course. My online class has been extremely time-consuming, and work on top of that has been stressful enough. Needless to say, my schedule is packed, along with what I have going on over here, but I'm still going to do my best to make sure that you guys get the best possible quality content. This is actually a very special video, mainly because I'm not talking about anything wrestling related for the week except the fact that The Undertaker, yes, Mark William Calloway, has announced his retirement from the world of professional wrestling. He said never say never, but right now I have no desire to get back into the ring. AJ Styles came out and said he was honored to be The Undertaker's final opponent, and now, The Undertaker has retired. Thank you, Taker was trending throughout the course of the weekend. It was it's a very crazy weekend, as it is, not just with The Undertaker retiring, but we had plenty of other things going on in the wrestling world, which I'm not going to get into because this video is specifically about The Undertaker, Mark William Calloway, as I have been challenged by Joseph Conlon of Big Fight Feel. If you want to go follow him, please go and look up Big Fight Feel on YouTube. You can subscribe to him, subscribe to Eddie Mullen. Him and Eddie Mullen, they did an excellent backyard brawl. We actually have some more content from Big Fight Feel coming throughout the course of this week. We have some Raw reviews, some NXT reviews, Dynamite reviews, SmackDown reviews. Brady Thomas will actually be speaking about his actions on the Backlot Brawl, where he actually turned heel on Joseph Conlon. So that was actually pretty funny. I actually got to give a shout out to Brady Thomas on that. But I was challenged by Wrestling with Heat to do my top 5 favorite wrestlers of 2020. I did that on the LFU last week. Now I've been challenged by Joseph Conlon to give my top 5 favorite Undertaker matches of all time, in my honest opinion. And you guys already know that The Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time. The Undertaker, from day one, has always been my favorite wrestler of all time since I started watching back in 2008. And now that he's retired, it's definitely going to be tough for me to get over that. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, considering that The Undertaker's always been there since I've started watching professional wrestling, and that was pretty much the last part of my childhood, in a sense, that is now gone. But in hindsight, it is for the best, and I wish nothing but the best for Mark William Calloway, and I hope he has a great life post-wrestling. Now, before we get into my top 5 favorite Undertaker matches of all time, first things first, as of course, please follow me on Twitter at HistoryMakerDJS. You'll find out why I am the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. Follow me on Instagram and Periscope at TheDJStorms. Add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook, that is. All links are in the description. Please go check them out. If you missed the Lightning Flash update from last week, please go check that out. I'll be sure to put the link in the description. Of course, we got the Lightning Flash update on Saturday, where I actually got some news. I got some news on Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman possibly getting a cinematic match at Extreme Rules. Possibly. Now, this actually came to my mind. I thought that they were going to do a regular match, but they could get creative with it. They could end up doing a Wyatt family compound match. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on that and why I think it could be a good idea and a bad idea at the same time. Now, aside from that, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to like. Of course, you have to like. The Lightning Flash update from last week actually exceeded the like goals. I said 2025. It got like nearly 40 likes, so you guys killed it there. If you guys can keep that streak going, I would greatly appreciate it. I want you guys to hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Try and get this video to 30 likes if you can for The Undertaker. for The Undertaker. Get this video to 30 likes for The Undertaker. And of course, when you like, you gotta comment down below. Because when you comment down below, you gotta give me what your top 5 favorite Undertaker matches of all time throughout his entire career are. You gotta give me your top 5 favorite matches down in the comments. And on top of that, when you like and when you comment, then you gotta hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, then you gotta hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It's the only time we're gonna see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination. I actually just touched it up today. And of course, this beautiful quarantine mustache. Come on. You gotta do it. Do you want it or do you not want it? I know you want it. Everybody wants a piece of the StormsMeister. Just look at my Twitter feed. Now, Blue Riot Podcast, I have been told by the Blue Riot himself that we are actually putting the podcast on hiatus for the moment. He has some personal matters to take care of. He's got a lot of things going on in his personal life. Me, I have a lot of things going on in my personal life as well. Me just returning to work. And on top of that, now I got my online class to worry about, at least until July 20th. So it should go quick in a sense. I'm going to try my best to get the best possible content up for you guys. It's definitely going to be a project. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you guys get the best possible wrestling content. Maybe only one upload a week, unless there's a pay-per-view. Then I'll probably do a rundown and a rewind, which makes it 3 videos. But for the most part, it's probably just going to be one Lightning Flash update every single week, at least until the end of July. Maybe I'll do a rundown. Obviously, I'm doing a rundown for Extreme Rules. I'll do a rundown for Fyter Fest. I'll do a rewind for Fyter Fest Night 1 and Night 2. I'll do a rewind for Extreme Rules as well. But outside of those videos, it's just a Lightning Flash update. Nothing else. But I will keep you guys updated on when Blue Riot Podcast will be returning. Nevertheless, let's get into the top 5 Undertaker matches. In my honest opinion, we're going to start with number 5, and number 5 would be The Undertaker versus Triple H, end of an era, Hell in a Cell match, WrestleMania 28. I remember exactly where I was for this because I had a WrestleMania party where I had about 8 people over. It was about 8 people over, and I remember specifically this match being so important to me because I was actually one of the few people in that group. I think it was probably the only person in that group that wanted The Undertaker to win. Everyone else was calling The Undertaker to lose the streak. And I was there solely, at least that's what I remember, I was there solely as The Undertaker's biggest fan. And to be quite honest, I still am. And I remember this match being built off of the match that they had back at WrestleMania 27 where The Undertaker did not walk out. The Undertaker wanted his vengeance, and he got his vengeance here against Triple H. The story being told in that match, especially with Shawn Michaels being the referee, it's something that is only worthy of WrestleMania. And to be quite honest, I am very, 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 very disappointed that we don't see matches like this at WrestleMania anymore. And it really does suck. It really does suck. I really don't know what else I can say on the matter, but The Undertaker and Triple H, as far as end of an era Hell in a Cell match goes at WrestleMania 28, it lands on number 5 on my top 5 favorite Undertaker matches of all time list. That Sweet Chin Music pedigree combination, I remember it like it was yesterday. When that happened, everyone around me was saying, streak's over, streak's over, streak's over, streak's over, and The Undertaker kicked out. And I still remember hearing JR saying, the streak lives, the streak lives, the streak lives. And The Undertaker and Triple H were both down. Shawn Michaels recoiled into the corner. I mean, what better way to go 20-0 than a match like that? Excellent, excellent, excellent match. Lands at number 5. Number 4 would be The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, streak versus career match, WrestleMania 26. This match was built off of the first match that they had at WrestleMania 25, and this match received the main event spot at WrestleMania 26, rightfully so, because this had the most stake at it. The Undertaker's fabled undefeated streak versus the legendary career of Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels went out in the best possible way. I don't think you could have picked a better match for Shawn Michaels to go out to than this match. I loved everything about this match, and if I was to pick one match in The Undertaker's career that told the best story, I'd probably pick this match that told the best story in the ring. It was either this match or it was Triple H versus Undertaker End of an Era Hell in a Cell. And if I was to pick one, I'd probably go with Undertaker Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 26 in the main event. I loved how the story was told, and I remember Michael Cole saying Undertaker looking to drive the career of Shawn Michaels into the burial plot, and Shawn Michaels kicked out of the first tombstone, and this was my favorite ending to a professional wrestling match in the main event of WrestleMania. This was probably the best ending to a WrestleMania main event I've ever seen. Shawn Michaels kicking out of the first tombstone pile driver, and Shawn Michaels crawling up the Undertaker's body, just trying to get vertical, doing the throat slit, slapping the Undertaker in the face, going out as Defiant, and the Undertaker saying, pretty much with his face, saying, "You want to do that, bitch?" So he turned them upside down into the leaping tombstone pile driver. He went 18-0. Shawn Michaels' career is over. That moment, Shawn Michaels crawling up the Undertaker, doing the throat slit, and slapping the Undertaker in the face. That moment will go down as the best ending to a WrestleMania main event in WrestleMania history, period. I don't think I've ever seen a better ending to a WrestleMania main event than that. A lot of people may argue Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 30. Other people may argue Chris Benoit winning the World Championship at WrestleMania 20. Some people can argue that. Some people will argue the feel-good moments. But in my eyes, I don't think there's ever been a better ending to a WrestleMania match, period, than Shawn Michaels going out defiant as he is, slapping The Undertaker in the face, and that was the lasting image of him as a WWE superstar. Slapping The Undertaker in the face only to get tombstoned and his career is over. And then afterwards, Undertaker, in a rare moment, he broke character, said to Shawn Michaels, "You're one tough son of a bitch," shook his hand, and he left. Number 3 would be The Undertaker versus Edge. Hell in a Cell. SummerSlam 2008. Now, why is this match on my top 5 list? Now, this match is on my top 5 list because this is the match that got me forever hooked on professional wrestling. I started watching professional wrestling in July of 2008, and I was just kind of a casual watcher. I was casually watching SmackDown, but my dad kept on telling me about this guy called The Undertaker, and he got reinstated by Vicky Guerrero, and now he had Undertaker and Edge at Hell in a Cell to end their feud that stemmed over a year. And at the end of the day, I don't think you could have asked for a better ending to the feud between Undertaker and Edge. Undertaker and Edge, perhaps the most underrated feud in SmackDown history. 2008 was a great year for the WWE. I don't think many people really look back on 2008 and they really understand how great 2008 really was. You take a look at what took place through 2008. 2008, great stuff was going on in 2008. Undertaker and Edge for the World Championship, which then culminated inside Hell in a Cell. That was one of them. And The Undertaker versus Edge at SummerSlam 2008. SummerSlam 2008 was my very first pay-per-view I ever watched, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember we had the hardwood floor in our house, did my family. The hardwood floor was getting put in. They were tearing up the carpets. They were putting in hardwood floor. So there was nothing in the living room. There was just a television and a chair in the living room. And I remember sitting on the floor with my dad watching SummerSlam 2008. TV's on the floor. Nothing else is in the house. And we're watching this. We're watching SummerSlam 2008. And we see The Undertaker versus Edge. And I remember the match specifically for Undertaker doing everything that Edge did to him over the course of the last year. And Undertaker finally getting his revenge on Edge for doing everything that Edge did to The Undertaker throughout the course of the last year because Edge wanted to be the world champion. And I remember Undertaker, he got speared through the cell. He got speared off the announce table through another announce table. We had Undertaker using the camera against Edge, choke slamming him through 2 tables, spearing Edge. We had The Undertaker then choke slamming Edge off of the ladder through the ring, and then flames came up through the hole, and JR screaming, "Undertaker has sent Edge straight to hell." One of the most underrated, if not the most underrated, Hell in a Cell match in Hell in a Cell's history. If you guys have not watched this match, please go out of your way to watch this match. It's about 26 minutes. This match was an excellent ending, an excellent match, an excellent culmination to an excellent feud. One of the most underrated feuds in SmackDown history. Please go out of your way to watch this. Edge, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam 2008. Number 2, and this I would be an idiot if I wasn't to put this on my top 5 Undertaker matches of all time. Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring, 1998. This, undoubtedly, I don't think there will ever be another Hell in a Cell match that will come close to this. This was the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. Whether you want to admit it or not, there is no debate. There is no debate. You cannot tell me, after what Undertaker and Mankind put themselves through in this match, and it wasn't just Mankind that put his body at risk. The Undertaker, he went into this match and he wrestled this entire match with a broken foot. A broken foot. After what Undertaker and Mankind did, after what they did, and Mankind got thrown off the cell. Then he went up top. And then he got chokeslammed through the cell. And then they went on and continued the match for another 17, 18 minutes. They did all this before the match even started, and they continued the match for another 17 to 18 minutes. And The Undertaker did this entire match with a broken foot. I mean, if that does not show you the dedication that this man has for the sport in general, I don't know what does. I really don't know what does. This was something that I didn't even know going into this until recently. I did not know The Undertaker wrestled this match with a broken foot until about a few years ago. But this, undoubtedly, the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. I don't think there will ever be another Hell in a Cell match that comes close to this match. This match, I remember watching this match for the very first time. There was an Undertaker DVD. It's called Tombstone, The History of The Undertaker. I believe it came out in 2005, 2006, somewhere around that time. Just before I started watching professional wrestling. And my dad and I, we would watch The Undertaker's best matches up to that point. And one of them was versus Mankind at King of the Ring 1998. And I remember watching this match. And I remember me being like 6, 7, 8 years old. And I remember thinking to myself, how? How is this possible? How can these men still be walking after this? So it was It was a crazy experience to watch this for the first time, but after I continued to watch it over and over again, I just absolutely fell in love with it. And The Undertaker wrestling this match with a broken foot. I mean, you got to give the guy respect for that. You really got to give the guy respect for that. I don't think there is a tougher son of a bitch in the wrestling world other than Mark William Calloway. I really don't think so. I don't think anyone will come close to the dedication and the passion and the determination and the grit that The Undertaker really has. Mark William Calloway, I don't think that anyone will come close to the level of passion and the level of dedication that he has for the business. Wrestling a match like that with a broken foot. So Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring 1998 lands on my top 5 list at number 2. Number 1, and I believe you already know. My favorite match of all time, period. Not just for The Undertaker. My favorite matchup in professional wrestling history, period. The greatest matchup in WrestleMania history. The greatest matchup in WWE history. The greatest matchup in professional wrestling history, period. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. If you are looking for a match with the picture-perfect combination, a flawless combination of in-ring work and storytelling, you put it together, you will get this match. This match was picture-perfect from start to finish. I don't think I've ever seen a better matchup from start to finish than The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. There's only been one other match that has come close to this match, and that would be Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole at NXT TakeOver New York last year. But even that match did not come close to The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. And I'll tell you why. The story going into this match, Undertaker could not beat Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels had The Undertaker's number, and The Undertaker was defending his fabled WrestleMania streak. Two men like that went into Houston, Texas on April 5th, 2009. I remember exactly where I was. It was 3 days after my 10th birthday, and I remember this was my very first ever. This is my very first WrestleMania that I ever watched, and my entire family was in the living room watching me at 10 years old have a heart attack at every single near fall. I remember seeing The Undertaker dive over the top rope, nearly land on his neck on the cameraman, who actually got fired. I believe it was Sim Snuka. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, they went back and forth. Choke slam, last ride, sweet chin music, elbow drops. And I don't think there will ever be a better line in the history of WrestleMania than JR screaming, "I just had an out-of-body experience," as they zoomed in on The Undertaker's face. And The Undertaker had this look on him like, the fuck is this guy made of? After Shawn Michaels kicked out of the first tombstone. And I still remember to this day. I still get anxious to this day. Every single time I watch this match, even though I know the outcome, even though I know what is to come, even though I know who won, even though I know every single move that both men did, even the referee, even the cameraman, and I still know every single line that Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, and JR said, even though I know this match by heart. The setting, the facial expressions, the commentary lines, even though I know everything there is to know about this match, I am still anxious. Still to this day, I get anxious when I see Shawn Michaels hit that second sweet chin music and he pins The Undertaker. Still, I get anxious to this day that he's not going to kick out. That's a moment that has stuck with me forever. Me being 10 years old, seeing Shawn Michaels hit that second sweet chin music and The Undertaker kicked out, I am telling you, I was on the verge of having a heart attack. No exaggeration. This match will go down as not only my favorite Undertaker match, not only the best Undertaker match of all time, not only the best WrestleMania match of all time, not only the best WWE match of all time, but the greatest matchup in professional wrestling history, period. I don't think I've ever seen a match. And even to those Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega marks, I've seen that match. It has not come close to The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry. And I'm an AEW mark. I'm an AEW mark, just pointing that out there. But that match, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, I love Kenny Omega as well. I'm a mark for him as well. But even that match, I'm sorry, does not come close to it. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this video. I'd like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. I'd like to thank Joseph Conlon for the challenge. Please check out all the links in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I will be back on Saturday for the Lightning Flash Update. Another loaded episode for the Lightning Flash Update. I will be back to reviewing Raw and SmackDown. Do not worry, I got you guys covered. I got a lot of shit to say. We got a lot of shit to go over and a lot of shit to get into. Fyter Fest is coming up next week. I will be putting up the rundown for Fyter Fest on the 29th, June 29th. Gonna get that out of the way. Hopefully that should flow very, very nicely. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. This has been my top 5 favorite Undertaker matches of all time. Much respect to Mark William Calloway. Thank you again, Joseph Conlon, for the challenge. I will see you on Saturday for the Lightning Flash Update.